These are the fastest growing areas in Kansas City right now. If you're thinking about buying, building, or investing anywhere in the region, understanding where that growth is happening and why can make all of the difference. In this video, I'm breaking down 9 of the fastest growing cities in the metro. We'll cover what's driving the growth, who each spot is best for, and what to keep in mind before you make your move. And be sure to stick around until the very end, because the final city on the list, it's not just expanding, it's redefining what it means to live in Kansas City. The U.S. Census Bureau just dropped fresh data, and if you're thinking about moving to Kansas City, what it shows might seriously shape your plans. Between July 2023 and 2024, the metro added more than 18,000 new residents. That's nearly double the growth from the year before. And for the first time in recent memory, every city in the metro with over 20,000 people saw an increase in population. Now, my team and I, we're seeing it in real time, helping families move from California, Arizona, Colorado, New York, all landing right here in KC. Heck, just last month, we helped a family move from Texas into a neighborhood that didn't even exist a few years ago. But today, it's one of the most in-demand communities north of the river. This isn't random growth. People are moving with intention, choosing specific neighborhoods, school districts, and even streets that align with the life that they want to build. And that's why we put together our free relocation guide. It's linked below and packed with everything you need to know before making your move. Now, some cities are quietly doubling in size, and others are showing consistent long-term growth, not just hype. So where exactly is this growth happening? Let's start with the city that had the biggest population jump by percentage, and chances are you've never even heard of it. Coming in at the top of the list is Spring Hill. Growing up, my mom and I used to drive through Spring Hill every weekend on our way to Hillsdale Lake. Back then, it was mostly farmland, just a few scattered houses and long stretches of open road. But these days, entire neighborhoods are popping up where there used to be nothing but fields. And yet, somehow, Spring Hill still holds on to its small town soul. We were just down there for my cousin's birthday, riding four-wheelers, petting horses. It's not some dense suburb like Prairie Village, where twice as many people live in half the space. Here, it breathes a little easier. But don't let the quiet fool you. Spring Hill is booming. Since 2020, the population has jumped more than 26%. That's not just strong growth, it's one of the fastest clips in the entire metro. Just 4 years ago, it had under 8,000 residents. Now, it's well over 10,000 and climbing fast. So what's driving this surge? First, the land. There's still room to build, and prices haven't skyrocketed like they have deeper into Johnson County. For families or first-time homebuyers, that means more home, bigger yards, and a little more breathing room. There's also been a bit of a mindset shift with some folks. More and more people are willing to trade in longer commute for quieter evenings, bike-friendly streets, and the sound of crickets instead of traffic. Spring Hill offers just that: space, simplicity, and a sense of calm. It's not flashy, but it feels solid, safe, manageable. And in today's world, that hits home for a lot of people. Of course, growth brings its own pressures: schools, roads, and rising costs. But if you're looking to build or stretch your budget while staying in Johnson County, Spring Hill should absolutely be on your radar. Next up, Lee Summit. This one won't surprise many of you, and honestly, it shouldn't. Lee Summit has been one of the most consistently desirable cities in the metro for years. But unlike Spring Hill, which is still growing into itself, Lee Summit already feels established. Over 100,000 people call it home. Yet somehow, it hasn't lost its small town charm. It's also a favorite for my family. We love its downtown, especially during festival season. There's something about walking the historic streets, grabbing a coffee, and listening to live music that just makes it feel like the best part of the Midwest all in one place. And we're not alone. Since 2020, Lee Summit has added more than 5,000 new residents, up over 5.2%. That's steady, sustainable growth, and it's easy to see why. You've got great schools, walkable neighborhoods, solid infrastructure, and just enough distance from the city to breathe. One of my favorite neighborhoods in the entire metro is here too, New Longview. It was designed to echo the charm of Kansas City's Brookside neighborhood, but with the convenience of the suburbs. Tree-lined streets, front porches, parks, trails, it's built for people who want that community feel without being right in the middle of the city. And it shows. I remember the first time I toured a home here and thought, this just feels different. It doesn't feel suburban. It's more intentional, more livable. We've helped a lot of people relocate to Lee Summit, and the common thread in their feedback is its balance. It gives you a little bit of everything: commutable access to downtown, solid public schools, space to grow, and a housing market that, while competitive, still feels more accessible than parts of Johnson County. And while demand is high, Lee Summit is keeping pace. New construction is thriving here, with entire communities being built to support the city's continued growth. In fact, we just did a video on it that you can watch up here. Whether you're looking for a move-in ready home or want to build something from the ground up, there are real options and real value to be found in a city that's clearly planning for the future. Next up, let's head to the Northland. If you haven't looked at Liberty lately, it might be time. This city quietly had one of its best growth years yet, with a population rising to over 31,000 residents, a 3.6 increase since 2020, and one of the strongest performers in Clay County. But Liberty's appeal goes beyond numbers. It has that rare mix of historic charm and modern growth. The downtown square is vibrant, walkable, full of locally owned shops and restaurants, but just a short drive away, you'll find major retail, new home developments, and wide open suburban landscapes. For the people that we've helped move here, the draw has been pretty consistent. Top-rated schools, a strong sense of community and value. Plus, you have quick access to I-35. That highway connection alone makes downtown commutes and airport runs surprisingly manageable. And while Liberty might not have the buzz of some of the southern suburbs, it's quietly becoming a solid choice for buyers who want space, value, and a city that's steadily improving. There's less frenzy here, which means fewer bidding wars and more time to find something that truly fits. If you're looking for growth without pressure, Liberty might be worth a closer look. Now, this next one might fly under the radar for some people, but for me, Parkville is hands down one of the best suburbs in the entire metro. If it were just a little bit closer to where I live now, I'd move here in a heartbeat. And I'm not the only one. I recently helped a client buy a home here that would have been 2 to 3 times more expensive in Overland Park or Leawood. Same style, same age, same finish level, same square footage, just without the high price tag. Now, since 2020, Parkville has grown by nearly 25%, one of the fastest growth rates in the entire metro. But this isn't just sprawl. Parkville is growing intentionally. It's a place where lifestyle leads. You've got tree-lined streets, bluff-top views, river access, golf courses, and some of the most beautiful natural scenery in the region. It's upscale but approachable. There's a sense of quiet and community here that's hard to find in other communities. Newer developments like Thousand Oaks and Chapel Ridge have played a big role bringing larger lots, custom builds, and layouts that actually work with the land, not against it. And while prices can be a little bit higher here, most buyers find the quality of life more than justifies the cost. Throw in top-rated schools in the Park Hill School District, easy access to downtown and the airport, and that feeling of space and serenity, and it all adds up. Now, inventory can be a little tight and homes tend to move quickly, but if you're looking for a place that feels scenic, grounded, and just a little elevated, literally and figuratively, Parkville might be the best kept secret in the Northland. All right, now heading back over to Johnson County, Lenexa is a city that's undergone one of the most intentional transformations in the entire metro. Back in 2011, I actually lived at 87th and Renner. I remember sitting on my back deck in the evenings watching the sun dip behind the open fields. At the time, that was basically the edge of the city. There wasn't much out there, just space, quiet, and the occasional deer. Fast forward to today, and that same spot is home to the Lenexa City Center, a thriving, walkable hub packed with shops, restaurants, green space, and more. It's become the new heart of the city. Now, this growth, it isn't random. Since 2020, Lenexa has grown more than 3.5%. But what makes it stand out isn't just the numbers, it's how intentional everything feels. From infrastructure to parks to community design, the city is clearly planning for the long game. We just took our boys to Blackhoof Park, one of my favorite hidden gems in the metro, and the walking trail around Lake Lenexa with the huge sky, quiet water, beautiful views, trees all over the place. It hit me just how much this place has grown without losing its sense of calm. For anybody we've helped move here, Lenexa's appeal is clear. It offers modern living with a little more space and a lot more thoughtfulness. It's close to Overland Park and major highways, but everything feels more deliberate, less hectic. Home values tend to vary depending on whether you're looking in old Lenexa or one of the newer communities, but for people who value smart planning, lifestyle, and long-term livability, Lenexa consistently hits the mark. And if you haven't been out to the city center, go. It's one of the clearest examples in the metro of what thoughtful growth can actually look like. Next up is none other than Overland Park. And yes, it's a big name, it's a known name, but the growth here is still worth talking about because it's not slowing down. Between 2020 and 2024, Overland Park has added nearly 6,000 new residents. Now that comes in slightly under 3%, which might sound modest until you remember this is the largest suburb in the entire state of Kansas, now home to over 202,000 people. But the numbers here are only part of the story. For me, Overland Park is personal. I grew up around here, and it's where a lot of my childhood memories were made. But today, it's still where many of the families we've helped end up choosing to plant roots. Because Overland Park just works. It's one of the best places in the country to raise a family. You've got top-tier schools, master plan neighborhoods, trails that go for miles, and parks that feel more like nature preserves. One of my favorite personal spots is downtown Overland Park. It's charming, walkable, and now getting a $30 million renovation to transform the farmers market into something truly special. Even as prices rise, demand has not slowed down. The southern edge of the city keeps expanding with new neighborhoods, while older areas are getting a second wind with renovations and fresh energy. Overland Park isn't just growing, it's evolving. Now, homes here, especially in that $400,000 to $600,000 range, can move fast. But that competition speaks to the city's consistent appeal, quality of life, strong schools, and stable long-term value. It's not a hidden gem, but it's still one of the safest, smartest bets in the metro, and for a lot of families, the clear choice. Next up, let's talk about a city that doesn't always get the spotlight, Kansas City, Kansas. Over the past year alone, KCK added nearly 2,300 new residents. That's nearly 13% of the metro's total growth coming from one single city. And while it might not always get the same attention as its counterpart across state line, the momentum here is real. KCK is big, it's diverse, it's layered. Not every neighborhood is moving at the same pace, but out west near Piper and Bonner Springs, you can feel the shift happening. There's more land, more room to build, and prices that still feel very within reach for many buyers. And when you layer that with quick access to I-435 and I-70, suddenly you realize how connected KCK really is. Plus, the Legends area continues to anchor retail and entertainment, with millions of dollars in development continuing to shape the area. Now, it's important to be real about KCK. It's not as polished as some suburbs, and there are still challenges, economic disparities, uneven development, and pockets that need investment. But if you're looking for space, affordability, and long-term upside in a city that's slowly and steadily reinventing parts of itself, KCK is worth a closer look. Last, but definitely not least, Kansas City, Missouri. No other city in the metro added more people last year. Over 4,700 new residents made the move, and that's more than 13 per day. And since 2020, more than 8,000 people have chosen to call KCMO home. The growth is real, and it's accelerating. But what might surprise you is where that growth is happening. It's not just downtown or the plaza, it's the Northland. Neighborhoods like Shoal Creek and Staley Hills are seeing some of the most active residential development in the entire region. New construction, new infrastructure, and new energy. For many families, the appeal is simple. More space, newer homes, and strong schools, all while staying within the city limits. You get suburban breathing room without losing access to the airport or a downtown commute. And with KCI's new terminal officially up and running, that connectivity is only getting stronger. But KCMO is more than numbers on a map. It's where I live. I'm in Waldo now, a neighborhood full of charm, huge trees, and homes that don't look like anyone else's. My office is minutes away, my kid's school is right across the street. We've got great restaurants, walkable streets, and neighbors who love the city as much as I do. That's the thing about Kansas City. It's big, it's diverse, and the people who live here have pride, real pride in the place they call home. Yes, the Northland is where the numbers are growing fastest. But the heart of this city beats in a lot of neighborhoods, each with its own identity, its own flavor, and its own reasons to stay. Kansas City, Missouri isn't just expanding, it's evolving. And no matter what part of it you land in, it's a city that still feels deeply human, deeply livable, and full of possibility. So there you have it, 9 of the fastest growing areas in the Kansas City metro. Some are booming quietly, others are making big moves on the map. But all of them have one thing in common. They're shaping the future of this metro. If you're planning to move, whether it's 6 weeks or 6 months from now, don't go into it alone. Grab our free relocation guide below. It's packed with neighborhood comparisons, school insights, commute maps, and everything you need to start planning with confidence. And if you're ready to have a real conversation about where to begin, shoot us an email at info@movingtokc.net. We'd love to help you find the right fit, not just a house, but a place that feels like home. Oh, and if you want to know my top 5 new construction communities in Kansas City, then watch this next video up here, and we'll see you on the next video.